Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. Make God what I seen him. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a block! Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. Man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good evening, and welcome to Freelancing with Global TV. Thank you all for joining us. This evening, we're looking at the shoot to kill policy that is currently the crime fighting policy of this government. Something that we expect them to continue with, given what we have seen so far. So we're looking at whether Jamaica is fast becoming a dictatorship and whether Jamaica people are accepting of the police brutality that we continue to see day in, day out, and the lies and smears that comes from the police whenever they carry out these activities, which lead one to ask the question, how can the Jamaican public really trust the police when you see events like these unfold and then there is a story totally opposite to what is being surfaced in public? So that's what we'll be talking about tonight. Good evening, everyone, to my community of part and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening, welcome. Like and share the live, please. Debbie Jervis TV, good evening. Good evening, Marcia Thomas, welcome. Good evening, Sharon Bernard, Ladybug, Charlotte Graham, Annie Jones, Colleen, Amanda Gale, Joan Bailey, Norman Ferguson, Renice Nicholson, Sheena Kelly, Canadian Girl, Arlene Scott, Marlon Brown, Lynette Jenkins, Michelle Lewis Wilson, Marcia Gale. Good evening, Pamela Akola. Good evening, Judy Roberts. Good evening, Jamrock 8766, the humble one. Young DET World, some you know. Good evening, everyone. TikTok. Good evening and welcome. Oops, cancel. Max Romeo, Instant Nanny, Nikki, Blessing, Annie, Mr. Wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome. Estina Time, Karen Namad. Good evening. Are we satisfied with the Prime Minister's meet your judge or your maker, given how we see the police officers of late enforce the meet your maker part of it? Body-worn camera has become contentious for the force and for the hierarchies of the force. And one can say that given the recent video circulating, you can see why there is such a strong opposition to body-worn camera. Because either they would commit this crime on their own camera, or they will seem to do their job in a more lawful way. How does Jamaican people trust the police when it comes to crime fighting? How bad men or gangsters, how are they going to turn around and cooperate with the police when they know they're not safe at any point at all? If the level of trust completely break down between the police and the people, say a lawlessness you are gonna deal with after. As a country, we cannot accept this policy. Wholeness have to change direction upon the policy because the police them abuse it. Whether them understand what wholeness mean or not, we see where this thing is being abused. We cannot believe anything that the police officers are telling us when there is such a shooting. Even Indicom have concerns, not even having enough information to go on when they have to investigate these shooting by police. Since Andrew run him out about the meteor judge Jamaica, since Chang run him out about Van Back or Jeep Back or Checha, and ever since they assign the evil that is Kevin Blake, there is a wanton mass killing of Jamaican young men. And given more than one evidence, more than once now, where we see police carry out extrajudicial killing and lie about it to the media, how can we trust any of these young men that they're walking around and cutting down across the nation and telling us that they're criminal? How can we believe it? But Jamaica people aren't standing up enough, because for such a blatant murder by the police, these are why police and the government, we treat we like this, because we don't show force to them. Look at the tiny amount of people. The whole of Jamaica shouldn't come out upon this. This is not an accident. This is not he was shooting out with the police. This is not police stop him in a car and him not stop and there's a trace and all of that. We saw the police them come, him go up in the door, him see at them, and him hold up him hand in the ear. At what point did the police allow him to go for gun, to go start shoot out with them? Or it's normal to shoot at a Jamaica police with your fingers. And Jamaica people barely come out, and the community people them barely come out. The more we sit down, listen, the more we sit down and be fearful, are the worse the right to go get. We have to break out of this fear as people. Jamaica not the only place we have brutal police. But if you continue to be more and more fearful, they are going to become more and more tyrannical and brutal. Which do you prefer? Become submissive to them, or you are going to push back against them? Are you going to become submissive to them, or are you going to push back against them? But this lawlessness what we police them operate with, it's not something we can tolerate, because young people's life are at risk. Young people's life are at risk, given what we have seen.
Residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon took their frustration about a police fatal shooting in the area to the streets of the capital Maypen, including outside the police station. They are on a quest for justice for the deceased 22-year-old Jamar Farquharson. He was killed during a police operation this week. The police report they were fired at and a gun recovered from the scene. His mother was among the protesters.
I'm still in finding out answers because up to now I'm not getting anything as it.
Answers because
I did not go him that way.
since the incident, she says she's exhausted all means to get answers.
Right now, how I'm coping, I can't even explain how I feel. I can't explain how I'm feeling right now. Disappointed, breaking down, frustrated. I think shock. Yeah. I think shock cover everything. That is it.
And she's been getting support. The entire Cherry Tree Lane community has joined the mission for justice.
Now keep silent. How you think so we are going to feel? How you think so we are going to feel? Cherry Tree are just a try to develop a quarter a mass killing. Now if you are innocent, you just come in for work. Alex, I want the most humblest youth you can think of.
She went further.
The police them can't just leave we alone. Make we survive by ourselves at Cherry Tree. Because all them do come there can intimidate the youth them. The youth them up on the road that drink them little juice or have their little slip. You can't tell them, go in before we can lock them up. It can't go like this. We need justice. We know if we deal with citizens. Them are human like we and they have family just the same. They have brother and they have sister and they get picnic. Or would them like for somebody else I do for them brother so. I do want to for them sister so.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is investigating the incident.
You see, the power of protest is a very powerful one, you know. But you must know how to use it. But the power of protest is a very powerful one. With unity, though. With unity. The one egg in a basket. The one egg in a basket. Them blatant police brutality. Them blatant extrajudicial killing by police. These are things that spark outrage within a society. Jamaica is not there yet. Jamaica is not there yet. We have become so desensitized that brutality looks normal to us. Brutality looks normal to us. So such an innocent killing by law enforcement, the brutal killing of an innocent man by law enforcement doesn't outrage us at all as a nation. Or it doesn't, even if it outrageous in silence. It doesn't outrage us enough for us as a nation to take to the street and say, this could have been my child. We're not outraged. And that sends a message to government that I can press them more. I can press them harder. They're not fed up enough yet. I can squeeze them. Their back is not up against the wall enough yet. Because that's the only time you're going to push back. When you realize that they're normalizing. The police is normalizing. They're normalizing brutality. They're forcing you to accept brutality and lawlessness from the law enforcers. And you're going to just sit down and let it get out of hand. The earlier you push back might be the better, you know. The earlier you push back might be the better. You're allowed to have peaceful protests. You're allowed to march and demonstrate in your country. But these are some of the things we're going to ask the opposition to press hard on. And let me go on an advice rant to the People's National Party. Going forward, many of us in the media community, those on the ground, your MPs, and everybody work very hard for PNP to win the election. However, PNP never win, but PNP is in a good position in a parliament now. We never go no it for waste at all. We know it just start, but we are saying to Uno, don't make we Uno go at loggerhead over the power where the country give Uno to stand up robustly against the team of Satan that you know all the country have had it with them. Only that they impose themselves on us again. And to the PNP, one of the problems we have with Uno is a little bit too decent. I mean, so if it become hanging a pen like the labor rights, them, you know. But Uno is a little bit too decent for this political spheres. Uno need to rough up around the edges a bit. Communication, for me, is a massive problem in the People's National Party. I've always been saying it, and I'm going to say it tonight again. Your Teen PNP page across all social media, you need to be active with that page on a daily basis, not here, there, and everywhere. Sometimes your message, what you need to do, this base that you have built, you need to keep it and build on it. What you don't want is over the next 4 or 5 years, your base start falling away because you're not communicate with them. You're not oppose properly enough for them or robustly as they have expected you. So we don't want to not go in there, go turn over gently. We don't want to not go in there, go turn over gently. There's a particular way where you have to deal with labor rights. But on a communication PNP, on a communication have to sharpen up. On a need people to be focused on communication. Where on a social media handles every day is putting out narratives and information. Don't wait until it come campaign time again to busy up the page. You must always keep your media handle current. Always keep your media handle current and build up your audience. That is your message machine. Stop focus on RJR and JBC and them old time, long time ago in Bethlehem, something there. Sharpen up your media machine. Social media is the new way to go. Everybody can have them own media machine. You have your audience. Spread your message. Spread your message on a day-to-day basis. Keep connected to the nation through those media outlets. And the bother make the people start falling away. And the bother make we have a call. Where are the PNP? We don't see a major issue. We're riled up the nation. Whether or not address it in parliament or not, we expect to either to address in a press conference or put out a written and audio statement and everybody can read, particularly fine writing. Interacting with your base is important in this social media spheres. I know the one time, long time galangin. Have the social media handle them. Use them up to spread your message. Use them up to keep your base current and connected. And stop the bullshit of drawing your foot like when I wear slippers. And that's most of the problem. On a slow way of communicating. You see what we tolerate, we don't know, the last 5 years. Now that on us stronger, we're not going to tolerate it, you know. We are not going to tolerate it. And we're not going to say, oh, the PNP not strong like them. No. We're going to hold on our account where we put on there for oppose and for stand in line for protect our democracy. That we put on there for. And if we see someone not do it well, we and honor are going to have a whole heap of problem. Because just like how Everett Warmington can protest, Uno can protest too. But me see something a fly around me, no know if something goes to Arwa. Well, then we don't want the JLP to discipline Everett Warmington. Lord, I would welcome that. I would welcome that because that might just get him more angry. And he might just bust in a public. So if something goes off it too, me want them to push want me, because we want to hear what the problem is. There's a massive, the internal war in the JLP from the local government election. But the internal war bust out Pan Road now. The internal war bust out Pan Road now. Remember, say Wami did fi resign, you know. And Wami throw back in resign in a pocket and say ma come out to come fight for Andrew win the election. And don't bother ask if Wami go on with herself throughout the whole time. Who Wami no show about and about a who not in any way. And he's not been rewarded at all. I mean, you think if people like Marlene Malahou Fort knows that she was going to be chucked aside, you think she wouldn't ride the donkey? But Wami work hard. Wami cuss bad word. Wami advance the birtherism. Wami do everything to make sure Andrew Holness become victorious. And then just throw him aside, so. Me depend for Warmington side. Me tell you all the while, once there's a war between Warmington and Andrew Holness, once there is a war between Warmington, Opal, how you do? Between Warmington and Andrew Holness, me automatically depend Warmington side. Because me want to know what the problem is. But them are going to try to calm him down, you know. Because what Andrew don't want at the moment is for a man like Everard Warmington go wild upon him. He don't want that at all. So, Lord Jesus, Chambi, how you contentious, so? Give Warmington GG. Me hear all sort of news swirling around. Say Paula. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. But never mind. Never mind. What could one say? Might as well not get to Delano. Get to Delano, Civ Right. And then Civ Right and Juliet Holness could have become Governor General and First Lady for the country, don't? Is Jamaica people going to stand up and protest against Andrew Holness and Horace Chang shoot to kill policy? Or you just are going to make the government shoot down your children 1-1 and tell you that they were murderers, they're gangsters, and they're criminal without a shred of any evidence. They make all the pronouncement. You think we should settle for that? Or you think we should, in fear, let it get worse? Because it's going to get worse, you know. So them and some of the things them we want the PNP to question, push the government into crafting a crime policy rather than a shoot to kill policy. We cannot accept the narrative from the police all the while that they were being fired at. Incidents like these show us that we really need body-worn cam. Because we're dealing with lawless people. We are dealing with lawless police officers. We can't just settle down, so. Well, because I know rich people picnic get killed, why the country is not outraged? Because he's not from Beverly Hills or Cherry Gardens. The country is not outraged. Isn't there something to be outraged about? If police can come in a yard, can kill people, so imagine how they operate out a road with impunity. Just imagine. In a yard, them come behave that way. Them. Imagine how them behave out a road. We would want to trust the police, but when you see images like these, can you trust them any at all? We would want to believe the police in their crime fighting effort. But when you see those images and you hear the police put out a story, can you believe anything the police said? Can you really believe that these young men who the police continue shooting down are criminals? We can't continue like this, Jamaica. We just cannot continue like this. Because the way it's going now, it's not going to get better by doing nothing. It's not going to get better by doing nothing. Even if the police are killing criminals, we don't know. We don't have the evidence. The police has not produced anything to us. We only go upon what the police say. And given what we are seeing now, how can we continue to rely on that? We know they were monstrous from day one, but it's getting out of control on the utterance of the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. Because when they spoke in such irresponsible way, then the hungry tight uniform, balaclava wearing police them, I go behave worse than a gangster that the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security is. These are something that should concern us as a people as to why the nation is not outraged. It's beyond me. But as I said, we've become desensitized to violence. So them something there, no bother with. Everybody have to go start walk on, put camera in their house, walk with camera upon them. Because it's our only proof. Without police, without those cameras, can you imagine how social media would pick up the argument and run with it because it's another criminal police kill? It's another criminal police kill. Oh, nobody now run up and down now and make it be known that the police is committing murder in our country. The police is refusing to do policing. Rather, they're turning their guns at innocent young men, whether they suspect them or not, whether they are aware of any involvement they have in crime or not. That's not a way to take down the crime rate. That is not a way to bring down the crime figure, to intimidate and kill people innocently. Because we've seen this behavior more than once. Not accidental, mind you. Not accidental. Deliberate, targeted assassination. Deliberate and targeted assassination. It's not the first we've seen this very same behavior by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And you're waiting for it to continue until it gets to your door. One time it used to be, if your son go out a road, you wouldn't be worried. But now you have to worried whether they go out a door or they in the home. Because if they now go out a road for police get to kill them, police will turn up at them yard and make sure it is done. We can't settle for this, Jamaica. We can't settle for a government unleashing hooligans with guns at us. A government who speak irresponsible when it comes to life. A government who promote the violation of right to life. Do you understand how serious these things are? When a prime minister can speak like that without any respect for the sanctity of human life, do you understand how dangerous that is for the law enforcement people that you have to interact with after they heard it being okay by the highest office in the land that it is okay to shoot them down? When you've been told by the Minister of National Security, shoot first and ask question after. You go wait till danger befall you? Are you going to wait until danger befall you? Or as a nation, we are going to do something about it? This shoot to kill policy of the government, this make your judge or your make a policy of the government, it's dangerous to everybody. This has become a danger to everybody. Because without video footage like these, we will never know who is innocent. And we will never know if what the police done in that moment, it is something that they had to do. Or they just do it because they have the opportunity and the leisure to do it. That's not the policing where we accept. That's not the policing where we accept. Because that level of policing, you are being trained to accept the worst of brutality that dictatorship can offer. Fan what day me fit, fan yesterday me fit, no yesterday, fan morning me fit play one video to do with the livestock agriculture sector. Let's listen in, because these people are trying to squeeze every little thing.
Can I share my thoughts with you?
Out of poor people.
Can I share my thoughts with you? No, the Jamaica Constabulary Force just created a whole new unit, and their purpose is to target larceny and unlicensed animal owners and unlicensed raising of animals and permits. Now, let me tell you something. This is how them plan to sneak in, Panwe. You are not allowed, as of right now, to raise animals if you cannot show where them come from, if you don't license and tag them. So even if right now, like for example, say your grandfather decided to give your little daughter one little goat for raise. Now, if that unit come in your yard, and you cannot show the permit or the permission, or if you cannot show where you get it, right? And then you carry them to your grandfather and say, look at my grandfather, give me. Then they're going to also seize the grandfather goat them, because the grandfather is a little old man who didn't have 2 goat long time, and he take time and raise, and they're not tagged. They don't have no tag on them ears. There's none of that in place, because he was just raising some goat out of his own livelihood, right? Now, while this may help with the theft, this will also take away your right to live, your right to raise animals freely. This will take away and infringe on your sovereign right as a human to live. You, if you want to raise one two duck in your yard that if the police come and put them in the truck and say you're arrested because you're raising animals without permit, I don't know if you thief it because they cannot prove where you get it from. And then the proof that the proof it where you get it from also doesn't hold up in court because there is no gift certificate, there is no receipt of purchase. See where I'm trying to go with this? So I'm not against the theft part, but the little man then was genuinely. There are so much instances where if you don't have the license for certain things, no. In St. James, Montego Bay, the municipal corporation said you cannot raise animal in Montego Bay city at all. So if you have one little yard and you live on a scheme and you decide say you are gonna put into one little not a scheme, right? Not a scheme, but you decide say you're gonna raise 20 fowl in a little coop because you want your own meat, jail. If your grandfather give you a gift as a goat and you don't have and your grandfather dead and police come and find the goat in your yard and you cannot prove where you get it from, jail. If you decide say you are go raise a little fish in your backyard and you don't have no permit and there's no license, jail. Because the thief. They are slowly putting in some systems that will come off as if it's here to help you. But really and truly, this all was supposed to tie in with needs from day one. The purpose of this whole thing from day one is supposed to tie in with needs. Let me ask you something. Did you know that in England right now, they just put a system in place where you have to scan your face for you to go into the supermarket? No, I did some videos and it's in a playlist called Needs Fart, right? In China, which was in COVID time, I posted a video that showed this lady talking about she cannot buy food because she does not have one of those cars or she's in the system. This is how they're going to slowly push you out. All they want is control. This is already happening in other countries. In countries like Australia, they're talking about misinformation. Anything that you say that is against everything that they are doing is misinformation.
Take, for example, the killing of such person in America. You notice how free speech in America has suddenly come under attack. Quote unquote, the world biggest democracy. You notice how free speech has come under attack. In America, you are being trained to say what they want you to say. You cannot criticize. You're watching what's going on in America and the attack on free speech, isn't it? America is not the only place that we're going to experience this slow walk into dictatorship. This is why we as a people, it's been introduced to us with a level of violence. Upon a time, we were a people who would rise up against certain level of brutality. Now we have been softened up using violence to soften us up to make sure that spirit of rebellion is not in us anymore. I continue to say this to you. It's only going to get worse. Remember from time I did a warning about the geopolitical warfare where Jamaica will get locked into with China and America? You're seeing the ramblings of it in front of your eyes. There's an awful lot more to come. What is depressing for me is Jamaicans don't understand what is going on in their country. Jamaicans don't understand what is going on in the world right now, the many different wars, even within our region. The many different wars are pending wars. We are so out of tune with everything. We're just going day by day, acting normal. When the world is falling apart and changing around us, but Jamaicans are not prepared for the changes to come. Jamaicans are not prepared for the changes to come in any way, shape, or form because our leaders do not keep us informed. We don't know the consequences of the decision that our leaders are taking, particularly when it comes to their bilateral or multilateral agreements that they have out there, or when we see they go there and they sign memorandum of understanding with other countries. We really have no understanding of what is going on around us. We just live day by day. So, war in Europe, war in the Middle East, war threatening to start in the Caribbean, and Jamaicans they have no understanding of the geopolitical warfare that's going on that involves them as well. That can and will have massive effect on their economy and their life. But everybody just chat it just normal. So oh, it's them over there. These things don't affect us. It's the same reason why we have these flash flood. Because we run up and down with politicians. We give them power. But we don't care if they do the things that them promise we. We don't put them to work. We think politicians to come to it every day after they get elected. Not quite like that. You must put your politician to work. And one of the things we're not doing in Jamaica is put with politicians to work. That's why we drain them down clean. That's why we gully them down clean. That's why we roll them down fix. Because we sit down and we wait for them to come around every election cycle to come promise us and coerce us over the same thing we've been promised for generations. We need to wake up, Jamaicans. We really need to wake up. A lot of wealth. Your country have a lot of wealth. You shouldn't be suffering. But because you're not aware, because spiritually you're sleeping, that's why everybody can benefit it. And you not benefiting anything out of it. Whether it be gold, copper, bauxite, or the newfound oil. You're not benefiting anything because you don't know. Because you don't know what's going on in your country. You don't know the resources of your country. You don't know the liberty that's been taken of your country. You don't know how much your government signed deals that doesn't benefit you at all. We cannot continue like this without becoming active participants in how your country is being run. Politics is not about politician babysitting you. You have an active role to play in the whole political spheres as well. The reason why we not get nothing is because we just give them the power and then we sit down and lap tail and expect things to just fall in place. We have to put politicians to work. We have to make sure politicians say, we want something. If when they come and them promise we, and them spend the 5 years and them not deliver, we vote them out. Politicians would start work when we put them in. But if they know come hell or high water, you're going to vote for them, then they really don't have to do much. You really don't have to do much. So you must put your politicians to work. Make sure what they promise you, they deliver on. Make sure the bare minimum that they're meant to be doing, both central and local government, that these tasks are being done. If local government, they are clear and maintain with drains and gullies, we probably wouldn't have that flash flood. We would have flood to a point, yes, but not that flash flood because the water would have place to go. But when the water don't have place to go, what we see over the last few days are consequences of black drains and gullies. You, the people, are not active enough when it comes to the politics of your country. You're just not active enough. You're waiting for manna to fall from the sky. You're waiting for your politicians to become angels. They're never going to be. They are never going to be. So may I tell the PNP, you don't think this is a plaything round here. Don't think we are going kosher with Uno going forward. And we want to tell we, if what is open to Uno, if we're not going to use that tool, bring a motion of no confidence against Juliet Wholeness and her impartiality. Even if we don't win the vote, let it be debated in front of the nation. That is open to the People's National Party. When Parliament business start back properly, to bring a motion of no confidence in the Speaker of the House. We don't owe the public that. What you all registered last evening as your protest doesn't sit well with your audience and your base that has just given you 100% on what you had to go and represent them. We don't feel that was a protest enough. So we're asking the PNP to use another tool that is available to them, which is bringing a motion of no confidence against Juliet wholeness and her impartiality. Let it be debated in front of the nation, but don't just let this continue ramble on without coming to a resolve. You hope at least hold the nation that because realize that the nation is still disgruntled because that what register as a protest is not what the public was looking for. They have a last straw that they can use, a motion of no confidence, ladybug. I don't understand how the voting would go as to whether they would win it or not, but at least let it be debated in front of the nation. Bring the motion of no confidence. Let it be debated in front of the nation. The nation wants to see this thing be trashed out in our parliament. So the People's National Party have that tool and they can use it. That can force, even though this government and people them will have shame, things like this can force the government to force the speaker into resignation, because a tool they can also use as well, they can refuse to cooperate with Andrew Holness on legislation unless Juliet Holness is being removed. Therefore, Andrew Holness wouldn't be able to get to any legislation. Politics is a nasty sport. You have these things to your ledger, use them. You go for a motion of no confidence, or you blatantly let them know, while we are not prepared to endorse this speaker, we cannot cooperate on your legislative framework. Andrew Holness would never get a legislation through Parliament because he don't have the power to put it through like he did in the last Parliament. So the People's National Party can use those tactics and force Juliet off of the speaker chair. Or Andrew go through 9 years, go through 5 years and unable to implement a legislation because we will not vote along with you while Juliet Holness is the speaker. So the PNP have political leverage where they can play those games. If I did Labour right have these political leverage, don't bother think they now whip them out. Remember them did refuse to sit in a parliament with Portia Simpson them over the Azan issue. So PNP have this year, Labour right have this year whip here in a them hand. If the boot was on the other foot, don't bother think say them are go afraid to dry it out and use it. The PNP can refuse to cooperate with them. That's a right the opposition have, not to support your legislative agenda if you cannot negotiate with us on the issue of the speaker. And the PNP must use that. That's the most powerful tool they have to take down Juliet from out of that chair. Make them put Everard Warmington, Marlene Malahufort, or somebody else there. But the PNP, we're going gentle and nicey, can use that tool to bring down Juliet out of that chair. Or Andrew Holness would have to sit there for 5 years and can't pass no legislation. So Andrew, decide, is either your legislative agenda or Juliet. But the PNP not using them leverage. The PNP is not using their leverage. So Andrew Holness can just throw himself about as if we're not in a dictator. One family, the two powerful, towards the most powerful governance system in our country, shouldn't be controlled by a family. We're not in a dictatorship. These things happen in a dictatorship, not in what we call so-called democracies. When it becomes a family dynasty, it's no longer a democracy. It is no longer a democracy. And more, you get the signs. So somebody tell the PNP, say, we put on a deer to live dangerously on our behalf. So we want to go there, go live dangerously. Use your tool against Andrew Holness. Refuse to cooperate with Andrew Holness's legislative agenda. We now go hold you guilty for it. If Andrew Holness don't want no legislation go through, then he keep Juliet Holness up there. Trust me, my peeps, the PNP can use that. The PNP can use that to remove her. Because then the ball goes back into Andrew Holness' court. Is either I keep Juliet up there or I don't get a legislation pass. So somebody tap the PNP on their shoulder and say we are at war and we want to draw out our strategies. We cannot have the legislative and the executive in a one household. It's not right. Andrew Holness know it's not right. Andrew Holness know the nation is annoyed by it. And he come back and slap you in our face with the same thing again. Now the People's National Party what can I give the party a chance before me start criticizing them? Gary, don't come over here, come provoke me. What's the difference of them and Everard Warmington? Just like a whole Angela did their kin teeth with Juliet Holness were there. Why they couldn't protest like Everard Warmington as well? We not always come back up for the PNP, for wait. This is what we do and make Mark Golden lose the election. Wait, the PNP them are gonna come out, man. Wait. Them have something up their sleeve. Them sleeve need to roll down now. PNP needs to roll down their sleeve now because whatever they have up their sleeve never come out. So make we talk about the slouchiness of PNP and PNP not come out until everybody beat them and carry on. Just like about we are sit out here and we elect the bright people them, fissy. When it was the best time, Thursday was the best time for them register them protests. Just like how Everard Warmington register in protest in front of the nation. Why all the while we accept say, wait, PNP soon come. We're not tired of waiting. PNP, we're not tired of wait, then soon come. We elect them to be a robust opposition. Means that them fit upon them feet at all time. Them fit out here before we. They are our watchdogs. That's what we elect them for. That's what we elect them for. So don't come over here and defend PNP with the same thing where you can defend now and then something that cost them the election. Because when we tell them all the while about messaging, messaging, get pan it, get pan it. Get pan it. Wanna sit down until sit there now. We have to deal with Andrew Holness all over again. Andrew Holness in the driving seat for the 2030 agenda. Andrew Holness in the driving seat for oil exploration in Jamaica. Because of the wait. We gave the People's National Party power to be a robust opposition. And that's what they must do. No longer lurking around the corner, no longer wait and see. Angela message will come out one morning before swearing in, or even before swearing in, was wholly contentious and misleading when it comes to, when you compare it to Angela Brownberg's behavior the day of swearing, how she couldn't let go off of Juliet's hand. Those are the hypocrisy we're not going to tolerate from the PNP. We expect them to protest on our behalf. And that we elect them for. And that we pay them for. Nobody thinks they a volunteer job. That leverage, they could have used it even before swearing. They make Andrew know, we will not support your legislative agenda as long as Juliet Holness is the speaker. It's then down to Andrew Holness to decide whether I want to appoint Juliet Holness or not. Or Andrew Holness don't get a legislation passed for the whole 5 years. We have to wait till Parliament start pan. Whether it was the best time to have that particular fight before Juliet swearing to the chair? Was the best time to have that particular fight? We cannot support. There's nothing in the book that says you cannot disrupt Parliament. There's nothing in the book that says you cannot protest in Parliament. So that is what we expect them to do. That is what we gave them 100% to do, to make sure they oppose the things that the public opposes, that they champion the cause that are of a concern to the public. That's what we gave them the power to do. Moderators, unmute Professor Chent. Unmute Professor Chent because they come upon the same backside hole galangin. Why you don't be concerned about the young man where Andrew Holness just murdered? Not talk about lawsuit for Mark Golden. It's about time when you come out from Mark Golden now, because when you see Mark Golden become so powerful in the Parliament, Andrew Holness cannot get legislation through on him own again. That is really one of the big things where really rub the Labour Party the very wrong decision, the direction. Because when you realize the Humpty Dumptyism now go work again. If PNP were to pull out them power tool, PNP can command a lot in a parliament with them numbers. Andrew Holness would have did it if Andrew Holness decides to keep Juliet Holness there. Andrew Holness would have did it for 5 years and don't achieve anything legislatively because we're not cooperating until Juliet Holness is being removed as Speaker. And if they don't use that tool, it's not going to be nice between us and them. So that tool that we gave them, we expect it to be used and to be rolled out. That's the tool that they have to remove Juliet Holness from the Speaker's chair, is to refuse to cooperate with Andrew Holness' legislative agenda. So if the PNP refuse to use that, then the PNP don't have no problem with Juliet Holness. And if they don't use whatever at them disposal, then what we will not accept from them is a continued criticism of Juliet Holness in that position. We will not have a continuous yapping by the PNP over Juliet Holness in that position if they don't use all tools available to them to remove Juliet Holness. So move the motion of no confidence, or you go to the extreme by making it clear to the government we have no intention to cooperate with your legislative agenda while the current Speaker sits in the chair. You are entitled to do that. You are entitled to do that. And that's the tool that will allow them to remove Juliet. Because either Andrew is going to sacrifice his whole 5-year program for Juliet Holness. Let's see what Andrew Holness decides. But the PNP shouldn't make it look to the nation like this is it. There's 2 other options open to them. A vote of no confidence. And if you don't win that, you can use your ultimate tool. You refuse to cooperate with the government legislative agenda. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And that is what your base who just voted for you would want to see you do. So it's for one to decide if you want to go ahead peacefully or if you want to go up on a rocky road with us. Because I, for one, ain't going to keep my mouth shut. Certainly not. So anybody can tap the PNP on them shoulder and tell them, say, pull up their socks, because we don't have the time for the nonsense around here. Please do tell them. But we never elect them become the turn friend with them. That's not what we elect on offer. So we want the Speaker issue to be addressed sooner rather than later. Let us know if you will use one or both or any of those options to register further protests on behalf of the nation and Juliet Holness's position. We deserve that. Otherwise, you are playing with your base, PNP. And I don't think you would really want to do that, would you? You really wouldn't want to get your base frustrated and angry and feel like we're not being listened to and feel like a rock stone we're talked to. You really don't want that. I sure you want to keep your vloggers them in tune for help put out and sing and dance your message all about the place. This is the time to keep everybody together, PNP. And the oldness Chuck can broke down anywhere road. And we have to call to order again for a snap election. You want to have a tight-knitted party. Build upon what you just achieved with you going forward. So somebody tap the PNP on them shoulder and tell them, say, we not in a hit with them. We not in a the over decency with them. Even pastor pan pulpit a cuss bad word. PNP. So we expect like a rough edge around the soft spots as well. At that we elect on offer. And we're not going to accept lesser than that. So, if we don't understand, say, one way, one, before we start try, me no know one wouldn't take it for. But, there are options to remove Juliet wholeness. And you all should use it. And if we don't use it, me I go sing and dance about it every day. Because uno can use it. So uno fi use it to register the nation's protest. Uno base is angry with uno from last week, Thursday evening, PNP. If uno never know, me tell uno. A lot of people across your base felt insulted and felt annoyed by the way how uno handle the issue last week, Thursday. So nobody go on like uno no hear. And nobody go on like uno no know. So we expect uno to be moved robustly on this issue. Juliet wholeness must go. And if it means that the PNP do not cooperate with Andrew Wholeness legislative agenda, we will stand by uno. We will stand by uno. But Juliet wholeness must go at all costs. We must break the dictatorship of Juliet wholeness and Andrew wholeness. We can't give one whole country. We can't give one whole country to a wife and a husband. Nothing no go so. Nothing no go so in a democracy. And that should have make uno know exactly where uno is. But globalists, I may be absent for about 2 days. Because I say, I'm going to take out my final wisdom teeth tomorrow. The one didn't really irritate me, but the dentist want it out. So, give the dentist in pleasure. So, me there fret pan the needle. Me there fret pan the needle. And me may be absent for about 2 days. Given the Ruku galangin, where they going to go do to take out another wisdom teeth. But I don't think that one is going to be difficult. That one you want little dwarf one where There's no need for him there, said the doctor. So them I go get rid of it. So that one shouldn't come out easy where they don't have to come out with pickaxe and chainsaw and chisel and hammer and all them something there. So me hope then just get out that one there and make case and get on with it. So me I go absent for a few days until me get over that crosses of the injection in my mouth. Lord God Almighty. But me go try it tomorrow. Just get it over and done with. So I can live my life in peace without no wisdom teeth. And why they come to the name wisdom, but they come with so much a problem. Anyway, globalists, thank you all for being here tonight. And that when me I try do the dry sack, me no want end up with another dry sack again because Lord, the pain been dreadful with the when the bottom one end up with dry sack. So me I make sure me not end up in another debacle there again. But anyway, globalists, thank you very much. And we'll see you back soon in a few days. Yes, me do me hour and a half already, Randy. I don't know me not turn out a road long. But join us back in a few days. And any of the other program you know watch yet, you can just catch up with programs that we've done already that you haven't watched yet. So thank you very much for being here. Where you say you don't feel last week? Are the injection of my problem, you know, me don't mind when they come in my mouth with the pliers, the chisel, and anything else they want to come with. Adjust the needle. Once I get past the needle, the rest of it will all right. The journey is passing the needle. That's my problem there. Anyway, globalists, thank you and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Globalists, thank you very much. Have yourself an amazing next few days, and make sure you watch some of our old shows and catch up with the past. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.